And happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'd like to, I am Sun Psychic Jean. Thank you for coming and watching this show today. I'd like to introduce Terri Suzuki from Kigaru Spiritual Journeys and welcome Wisdom Seeker Joan. Thank you both for being here. And if you haven't met these two psychics before, they are phenomenal psychics. And we all three do private readings. We offer private readings, and you can link to our websites mostly through our YouTube channels. Or, Terri, what is the best way for them to reach you for a reading?
That would be just go to my website, kigaruspiritualjourneys.com. Which I think you can even go just to the About page on my YouTube and hit that link. So,
okay. And Joan, how about you?
Yes, if you go to the About page on my YouTube channel, there's a link there to my booking site.
Very nice. Well, thank you both for being here. And thank you, everybody. And Viviani is here. And Juno is here. Hi, Juno. And Sweet and Salty is here. Benji is here. T-Barb is here. Yay. And Sandra Marks. Hi, Sandra. And as we heal each other, Pierrette is here. And Prachi D. Hi, Prachi D. Pineapple is here. Tasty Melon is here. Lots of fruits.
Like that.
And Sherry H, Voices from the Swamp. How nice. Oh, is the Crone Zone here? Somebody says hello to the Crone Zone. There they are. Hi, Crone Zone. Hi, everybody.
And
thank you. I was heading up. Let me see. Go back down. At least Niedermeyer. Oh my gosh, everybody is here. And I see Dave Mont. Thank you very much. And Sharon Sipe. Everybody is here. Beverly Davis. Very nice. Okay, so I see, let me see. I see Beverly. Let's go ahead and get started. And as you see how Beverly has her question posted all in caps, and emojis is a really good way to be noticed. And we're just going to be taking questions as they come in. This way I can stay a little bit more connected. Thank you, Beverly, for being here. It's so nice of you to join us. And she says, hey, ladies, can you do a reading for me in the for message about the upcoming week, I guess, right?
Okay.
Just tune into Beverly's energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Beverly, I like instantly tuned in. Instantly. And my stage is dark, but you are on the stage and the week is showing up like a path on the stage. And it's not dark in that there's no light. They're darkening it so I can see what's happening a little bit better. And for some reason on the path, they've put little shiny gold coins. And many of them, and I'm given the understanding that it's not like you're going to find a gold coin each day, but they're saying that they're going to give you little spiritual reminders every day of this week. You're going to get something, but it's up to you to have the vision to see them. They're not all going to be the same. Maybe they give you a song, maybe they give you candy. I don't know, just whatever is going to, maybe it's an angel number, but something each day that's going to remind you that they care about you and that you're on a journey. That's what I got.
That's interesting. I love reading with you guys because oftentimes we kind of get messages that sort of dovetail. So this isn't exactly the same, but similar in some ways. Right away, I saw a book with all the pages turning, and flipping through. And then it stopped and there was a red ribbon, sort of like in the Bible or something, that was marking this page. And then your hands came on it and it's like, this is what I need to focus on. So I asked, what's the message here? And it's sort of like ask for discernment this week about what's really important. And let all the other stuff just sort of like those pages just flip by. You can just scan them or just let them flip by, because a lot of times when there's so much coming at you, it's hard to separate the wheat from the chaff, what you really need to pay attention to and what you can just sort of let go. So in your meditation, just thank Spirit, thank your guide for helping you focus on what's important. And that'll help you through the week.
That's amazing. Because that's what they did on the stage. They dimmed it so I could only focus on these things.
That's right. We go together like carrots, peas and carrots. Isn't that what Tom Hanks said in the
Perfect, Terri. That's right. That's beautiful. So Beverly, what I was picking up for you is that you may be encountering an unexpected distraction. And this unexpected distraction is to keep your mind off of something that you may be focused and concerned about, similar to focusing on the, the gold and the message. And then I also received a note, an overall message saying that there are blessings in disguise. So let's say somebody pops in on you, or somebody needs you, or, let's say, God forbid, anything like, I don't know, like maybe there's a leak in your sink or something, or maybe the garbage disposal doesn't work. It's something to pull you away. It seems like a nuisance. It just is an unexpected distraction. And believe that it's a blessing in disguise, that this is placed here for you for a reason, to take your mind off of that thing that you're kind of focused on and maybe concerned about. But it could just be, somebody calling you out of the blue, somebody needing something from you, but there's an unexpected distraction for you. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Beverly. Okay, so the next one I see is Benji. Good timing, Benji. Good timing. Woo-hoo! Benji says, can I please have a message from spirit guides about moving forward on her path to take she's feeling kind of confused. Now, I know your name is Benji, but your icon is I'll just say Benji. How's that?
Yeah.
Message from spirit about moving forward on her path. She's feeling kind of confused.
Well, when I tuned in, I saw, first I heard the Robert Frost. I took the path less traveled, and that made all the difference. So, and to me, that means you're already on the less traveled path because you're here talking with us. And that's going to make a difference. But then I was following that less traveled path, and then I saw the path from above. So I'm seeing sort of an island of trees, and the path goes both ways, and it meets on the other side of the island of trees. So I think the message is, quit debating about which way to go and just pick one. It's going to take you to the right place. If you're debating between two, which way to go, it's going to take you to the same place. So don't worry about exactly which path, because that's the kind of thing that can get you spinning and get you stuck. But just choose one and follow it, and then see what the next set of choices are after that. I hope that helps.
Wow. So here's what I got. I got the knowing that they kind of put her in a little old-fashioned traveling hat, kind of like a Robin Hood a little bit, and a staff, and said, "Fear not, intrepid traveler. just choose one and go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't choose wrong. Just go. So it completely backs up Joan's message completely.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful, that you two found that that message, and I love that message that there are no wrong decisions. It's just the indecision or the inability to make a choice is missing opportunities. They're putting opportunities in your path, and with you not being able to, move forward and take a chance on one. Is a missed opportunity. So when they put an opportunity in your path, take it, and then they'll put more opportunities in your path. So it's the stagnant kind of feeling, and it's there is something in your gut. There is something in your gut. It's important to trust yourself, your gut feeling, your gut instincts, and I what I saw was a gold leaf. If you know what that like that, watching like furniture rehabs or uh, the renewal kind of furniture. I don't know, the rehab furniture, and they have gold leaf on there. And they're
Oh,
showing me the gold leaf is laying over top of something that may be old or may be worn or may be discarded. And now it has a new purpose and a renewal. So you may want to look at something that is once has been discarded or once has been looked at not being useful, and try and look at it in a new light, and maybe get it back out again and shine it up again, and start with something that was old and now is new again. So I hope that is helpful for you, Benji. Thank you very much for your question. It was very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, she said, I'm a male. Okay, he's a male. And an anime character. Oh, and the anime character is she. Okay, you just like the picture.
got it.
Sorry about that, Benji. It was my fault. All right, very good. And he said, "Thank you, girls. That makes sense to me." And thank you. Psychic Dummy is here. Hi, Psychic Dummy. How are you? And oh, okay. She's Psychic Dummy is giving you his psychic reading as well. Thank you very much. So nice to see you here. Psychic
I've,
Dummy was in classes with us.
oh,
Oh,
wonderful.
Mhm.
I think we've
Yeah.
all been in that place though, where there's all these options and you just get so stuck. I always say when I get that feeling that I feel like the Russian lady who's just moved. You used to just get the bread, the one kind of bread they had, and then you move to the US and there's a whole aisle full of bread, and you're just overcome by all the choices. And it can be very daunting, but just grab a loaf of bread and go.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Let me see who's next. I see Butterfly Kisses is here. Hi, Butterfly Kisses. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. She's keeping the chat moving and giving everybody instructions. Let's go up a bit and see. All right. So, Tasty Melon. Hi, Tasty Melon. If you're still here, just go ahead and say hey. And this is kind of how what we like to pick them as they come in, and make sure that you're still here. And I'll give you a second. So Tasty Melon said, can I please get advice from spirit or for my current situation?
And the picture I'm getting is pretty literal. I'm seeing a cantaloupe, a melon, and it's like got this electrical field around it. It's like static, just zapping all around the melon and saying it needs grounding. There's whatever the situation is, there's a lot of static. I can understand that how it might be difficult to move forward, but there's encouraging you to just relax, breathe, and ground. Maybe get some time in nature, take a salt bath, all those things. Put your, it's probably, I'm not sure where you live, if you are able to go out and put your feet in the ground, or even just for people in cold climates, imagine that you're sitting with your feet in a bucket of dirt. Any kind of grounding activity to just help clear that static that's keeping you from moving forward and seeing more clearly what your options are. I hope that helps.
So, Tasty Melon, I right away heard, and what I mean by heard is that I got a knowing, basically, that they were saying, don't be afraid to step out on your own. Don't be afraid to go to do what you have to do alone. And I have no clue what they're talking about, if they're talking about a job, a business, a relationship, but they are saying baby steps, baby steps. Take a small, small step on your own. Something very small, almost unnoticeable, but that's what they want. Just take some baby steps. Don't be afraid. They're around you. They said they adored you. So this must be you guys. They adore you. So just know they got your back. Yep. So that's so tiny, I can't quite see. You know what they mean. Okay, good. Good, because I don't exactly know what they mean other than you are adored, and take small, small steps.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you both. So, Tasty Melon, what I was seeing for you is I saw somebody sitting on a porch, and you were very upset and hurt. And you were kind of just like looking out to the horizon or to the trees in the distance. And you were just like, what am I going to do? I am just so hurt. I'm disappointed. I'm let down. I feel unappreciated. And I feel sort of like a really like, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. It was almost like I am just feeling absolutely at the end of my rope, and you're very, very hurt at a situation, and you're almost holding somebody else accountable. You're almost sort of resentful or mad that somebody else isn't responding or behaving the way that you need them to. And this is really disappointing you. I feel you just being very disappointed and hurt, very hurt. And you're like, oh, I just, it's almost like you're at the end of your rope, but there's so many feelings. I feel the disappointment and the sadness. You just want to cry, but you're too mad to cry. It's almost like it's a very emotional and sensitive situation. And what they asked me to relay to you is to try and take a look at the situation from another perspective or another point of view. Almost like, what would be the alternative? Would it really be better without this individual? Without, like, what would it to change your whole life and uproot your whole life and change? Is that really the answer? Or, so what would be the alternative? So what they're asking is that you make the best of what you have, and try and look at it as allowing others to make mistakes, allowing others to be have flaws, allowing others to make mistakes, and letting them know verbally that this is how it makes you feel, and that this is it makes you you don't like it when this happens, and it makes you feel lonely, and it makes you feel hurt when this happens. And try and bring this matter to the person who's upsetting you. And to try and look for be grateful for the things that this person does do right. This person does try and put yourself in their situation, in their eyes, try and look at it from their perspective. And they may not know anything that's going on. They may not even be aware that you're upset. They may just be, doing their thing and being blind and being, insensitive and selfish, and not even know that this is affecting you. So I feel as though this is something that is really hurting you, and you feel like you're holding somebody else accountable, but they're not really knowing what's going on. It's almost like a one-sided kind of argument. You're very sensitive, and you need nurturing, and just let that other person know what you need and how to say it to you. Say, when you need me, I want, if you would say this, or if you don't like the food, instead of saying, oh, I don't like it, say, is there something else I can eat? Let them know, teach them how to treat you, and make the best of it. I see that the situation is a good situation. I see that there is something able to be remedied and restructured and renewed there. And I just feel as though that I do definitely feel your hurt and pain. I do. I feel it. It's a tough situation, but it's important to try and look at things from a different point of view, and to give others maybe a second chance, and let them know, teach them how to treat you. Okay, look for what's going right. All right.
That was beautiful.
Thanks. Let me see. All right. Let's see who's. Hi, Prachi. I do see your question. I know that we've answered your question in the past, so we're going to allow others to have their opportunity to ask questions today. All right. Okay. She says she's really feeling exposed right now. Everything you all said is spot on, and thank you a lot. It helped me so much. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there are a lot of different factors in play with the planets and the energies, and the sometimes things, if you give it some time, you'll be like, oh, things are so much better now. I'm glad I kind of gave it some time and gave it some grace, and gave it another chance. Okay, so running away from home. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes that's true, that sometimes we don't speak the way we feel. And because women are so intuitive and we can tell how other women are feeling, sometimes the male companion does not always pick up on this. And we do need to use our words. You're right. Thank you, running away from home. That's very good. You're right. We do need to use our words.
Yeah, Jean, so I feel like that was kind of towards me a little bit, because they want me to say something more about what I said. They're like, use your words. Okay. So one of the things they gave me an example of is, they said, they were showing me her talking to a very opinionated person, and using a very simple response to train them to allow you to have your opinions, to say something like, wow, that's an interesting opinion. I see it this way, but thank you for letting me know yours. And then move on. Don't beat the horse and if you do this enough, they'll quit expounding so much on their opinions. So that's part of the baby steps, where you just take one little baby step that's very simple, just something simple.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. And learning this type of language is very empowering, and it can move mountains, and it can move mountains gently. It's really very important. So thank you for that, Terry. I appreciate that. And Jane the Secret Tarot is here. She's lurking. Thank you. And running away from home says she would like a card or a mini read, please, or a message from the guides. Okay, running. I'm seeing that you have a little bit of fairy energy with you. There's um, there's a round-faced, round-nosed fairy-like energy that is guiding you, that is assisting you, um, and trying to comfort you. They want to make your life just a little bit better. And these are sort of, um, it could be like an angelic fairy, but it's a warm, sort of like a warm hug kind of plump fairy that is there um, to warm your surroundings, comfort uh, yourself, and to be there for you. Almost like somebody who would tend to you. Almost like so. Make those wishes. Uh, Talk to these fairies. Ask for what you need, and for the communication. They are all around you because you have a high vibration. You have a vibration and a very gentle nature, and they feel comfortable coming in close to you. But they are there comforting you. They are there tending to you, and they really love your high vibration and gentle energy. It's beautiful.
If you have something, Joan, you can go.
Well, it doesn't come as a surprise to many people who've heard me before, but I was seeing birds. I saw a bunch of different caged birds. First a parakeet, and then a canary, and then a cockatiel. Those one, I think it's a cockatiel, the ones with the orange cheeks that are so cute. Um, and all of them were very happy. They're all caged birds, but they were well tended and they were loved. And the canary was swinging on its little swing and singing its heart out. And the parakeet was cocking its head and kind of talking. And it was, so it's like, okay, what's this all about? And I saw, they were well tended and well fed and loved. And the message was, you can make a difference and be joyful in a small place. You don't have to go out and change the world. Not everyone is going to be, president of the United States or the CEO of a multinational corporation. There's smaller ways that make a difference, that can bring joy to the world and raise the vibration of yourself and those around you. So to look for, to take care of yourself and find opportunities to share, to give and receive love and joy with others, to keep your vibe high, because then you'll be like the canary just singing, and it's your corner of the world can be very beautiful, and you can make it more beautiful for others too. So I hope that has some meaning for you.
Well, I'm hung up on your name, on your handle. It just, that kind of won't let my imagination go. Running away from home, and so I'll just describe what I keep seeing, because maybe it means something to you, even though it's really a little flash of my life. I remember when I was about 5, probably 4 or 5, and my brother and I decided to run away from home. and my mom took pictures of it all. And so I have pictures of us running away, us making the decision, us packing a suitcase, and us at the front door with our suitcase ready to go. Of course, we never left the door. We never went because we're little kids. It's black out. It's not at night. You know, it'd be terrifying to have to actually go. And what I'm hearing is you can never really run away from home. Home is where your heart is all the time, and your heart is with the Creator. You're part of creation. And I'm also getting other little things like you ran away from heaven to have a little adventure here. So so it's all about what I'm seeing is all about various directions of running away. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I hope it makes sense to you that you can never really run away. You are part of creation. So that's all I got.
Jean, I think we can't hear you.
I see it. Sorry. She says yes. Running away from home says yes. Thank you, Terri. That was really very sweet. And Sweet and Salty says that's beautiful. And Running Away from Home says how beautiful. Thank you. Aw. It was really very nice. Very touching, very, very sensitive energy out there tonight. And it's we want to make sure that we're giving everybody the sensitivity and the attention that is required. She said, yes, it is. I'm done now. The adventure is tiring and really, really hard. I understand.
And I think one of the reasons I was seeing these birds was that they're kind of fragile and exotic and delicate. So that might relate to your situation too.
I wish I could draw the little gnome, the little fairy that I saw with you. Very warm, loving, and tending to your every need. It is very beautiful that we don't know the angels around us and what they look like and how many maybe soothing us if we're on the porch crying or pouting or having our heart broken, and there's angels around us rubbing our back and patting our back, and we don't even know this. So know that you're not alone, whatever you may be going through. Aw. And Lee says we're home, Toto. This is home. Aw, that's cute. All right. So hello, Willow. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome. And we are taking questions for, we can do mediumship, messages from your loved ones and or pets, messages from your pets. We're doing spirit guides and angels and, different. And I also have cards here. We could pull a card and do a reading on an ascended master if you girls would like to do that. I'm seeing that everybody wants to watch today. Which is, that's okay too. What do you think?
That sounds good.
Sure.
It has been a very, very interesting day in that our readings are so closely linked. And what's unusual, well, I guess it's not unusual, but as I was meditating this before the show to get ready for the show, I saw my friend Jean in a sailboat, and she said, hop on in. And so of course I did. And we went up to the heavens and we met Joan. And as we were in the heavens, I was like, okay, what's going on? And they had us link hands. And so my hands were touching both of your hands, and they were passing something from Jean to me to Joan and kind of back again. And then they were showing us linking hands with everybody, like everybody in the chat, our whole soul families. And I got the feeling that, yes, our readings would be pretty linked today, but also that they were just like, they're just showing us how that we're all very linked right now, and that we're all raising the vibe of the universe. We're really that's very important for some reason right now, that we keep our vibrations very high. But so it's not surprising to me that our readings are very linked today.
Well, I have to jump in about the sailboat image. I have a family member who's going through a challenge, and I've been praying for her nonstop. And where I am, it's been very windy, and there's a sailboat moored out in this little bay where I am. And I looked at that sailboat, and the wind was really high, but it wasn't rocking or rolling or anything, because it had a firm line on a good mooring, and it pointed into the wind. And it came to me, sailboats are made for this, just like we are. So I told this to my family member to say, you're going to come through the storm. You're going to go out and face the gale, but you're made for this. Just like that sailboat is perfectly steady in the high wind, because that's what it's made for. And that's what we're here for. We're here to face challenges and learn from them. And if we can just trust in God, trust in spirit, that's our solid mooring line, and that we're made for this. We can do it. So I hope, I'm getting chills.
That too.
That is really beautiful, Joan and Terri. Thank you very much, both of you. The Crone Zone says, very cool, Terri. Let me see. I lost it. What a cool experience, Terri, for all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crone Zone. Let me see. And I do see that Sweet and Salty said, may I have a message, please? And then we have a couple of requests for cards. So I don't know if you ladies have your cards, but let's go ahead and go in for Sweet and Salty for a message.
I'm seeing a snow globe. I'm seeing a snow globe. Usually there's a little, an object or a house or a little village or something in it. And it's usually, you think of a snow globe when it's being all shaken up. But this is a beautiful, big round crystal ball on a base. And all the snow is just sitting there, and there's no object there. So what's the message on this, Spirit? It's time to shake things up. Maybe lots of people are kind of in chaos and want to be more calm, but they're saying, so Spirit, tell me, why is the snow globe empty? It's time to bring something more into your circle. And whether that is a person, a situation, a job, just be open. And when you allow more into your life, it shakes things up. Things can be chaotic, and frankly, being more peaceful is more peaceful, right? But they're saying it's time to bring something more into your snow globe. And just like the sailboat, you can weather the storm, even if it shakes things up a bit. Take a risk, take a chance, take just a baby step, and open up a little bit, and bring something in closer. Maybe you've been protecting yourself and holding the world at bay. And great, your snow globe, it's good that it has that big thick crystal wall, but take a chance now and allow a little bit more in. I hope that makes sense.
Beautiful.
Oh, they are being so entertaining right now. So they are doubling down on Joan's image and what's happening, but they're showing me kind of like after you add something to the snow globe, and they are saying what they're giving me hints off of your name. They're like sweet and salty. That's right. And they said, I just see your spirit guides like eating popcorn, watching you. And they're like, as soon as she adds something to that globe, there's going to be sweetness and there's going to be saltiness, and they're laughing their butts off when you're cussing. They said there's going to be cussing when you add to that snow globe, and they find it delightful, actually. So you wouldn't think that would be the case, but it is true. And they're like, she's so entertaining, and she's learning so much. And yeah, so don't be afraid of stirring up the snow globe by adding a scene to it. Okay.
So
Great.
Sweet and Salty is saying yes. And she's saying, I'm open. Wow. So it's similar when Joan was really connecting with me when she was saying that you were holding things at bay, sort of like and putting things on pause and not engaging, just to preserve and to be cautious. And who came to me is Cocopelli. And this is, I think is it Native American, Terri,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And Cocopelli, pardon?
In Native American in the Southwest, yes.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that he's playing a horn or an instrument. Is that correct? And I just want to make sure this is the guy who I saw. I saw the one who is like kind of dancing the dance and playing the music. And the message I received from him is that your ancestors are shining through. And this is the time of year that they're here and they come in close to you. And he's dancing and playing music in celebration. And they all want you to engage in a celebration, playing music, dancing, even if it's just singing your favorite song, and opening up that kind of playful spirit is what he's letting me know. But they're just encouraging you and letting you know it's all time for celebration. So I hope that means something to you. Oh, she says it's her birthday on Friday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Sweet and
birthday.
Salty.
Happy birthday.
Wow. Wow. Hi, Miranda. She said, glad to catch us live. Nice to see you here. Okay, I do have another one up here. Let me just see who it was. Choose these. Uh, okay. Okay. So T-Barb wants to know, I feel that light workers are gaining in strength and are becoming more numerous, waking up. What do our guides and angels see? Very good question, T Barb. Thank you. It is in an acceleration mode, is it not?
They're showing me a garden that they planted a long time ago. And finally, the little seedlings have come up. They're about this big, but they're finally there. You know how exciting it is when you plant a garden? You finally, as you've been waiting and waiting for germination, and finally you see the little seeds poke above the dirt and stay. That's the problem, because you're not so excited when they're just barely above the soil, because a hard freeze could knock them out. But they're excited because their garden is growing.
Wow.
I saw a balance, like the scales of justice, that kind of balance. And there's a lot of people on the light side, the people aligned with one source and with the light, but we're lighter. And And those on the other side are still dragging things down because their energy is so much heavier. So it's going to take a lot more of us. And it's, it's starting to even out, but we're not to the tipping point yet. So it's just so easy for people to gravitate toward the heavier energy because it's so concrete, like concrete and so heavy. And it just takes more. It takes more understanding. It takes a different way of thinking, but it's sort of like grains of sand, and eventually it will it will balance out and overtake the heaviness.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. So, T-Barb, what I was getting, actually, I was tuning in yesterday when I'm not sure if you saw me on Allie's show, and what they were telling me is during my meditation yesterday, I saw Little Boy Blue blowing his horn. And what this message meant to me is that Little Boy Blue was calling in the angels for help, for assistance. And you know that we have angels and guides around us all the time, but it's important for us to ask them for assistance, for them to come in and interject and interact within our own lives. And I also saw that it's what we're being called to call on all of our individual angels to come in and assist. We're being called to do what makes us happy. And they're not saying this. They want us to be happy. And it's nice if we're happy, but they need us to be happy. They need us to be happy so that we can raise the vibration. They know that we're light workers. They know that we know what effect we can make on the vibration and the frequency in humanity on Gaia. And they're asking us to do what makes us happy so that we can help raise the frequency. And they're saying, especially through this eclipse season. And there was one other thing that they said, I'm not sure. They said, calling your angels, do what makes you happy. Oh, and they said to also ground. It's very important that being light workers isn't being up here all the time. It isn't being connected to spirit all the time. It's bringing in the energies and grounding this energy, and grounding the energy that we're receiving, all the messages that we're receiving, all the enlightenment that we're receiving, and grounding this so that it raises the frequency of Gaia and of humanity. So there's a lot of things going on, and that's what I wanted to share when you asked that question. It was what I shared on Allie's show yesterday, but I thought it was really appropriate. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. All right. So we have Dave Maud. Hi, Dave. How are you? Nice to see you. And hi, beautiful ladies. Would you give me some insight on new crystals I'm working with? Okay, let's see if we can give Dave some guidance and some messages about and I'm sorry, Willow was saying something about Kokopelli is often interpreted. Let me just grab this real quick if I can. Kokopelli is often interpreted as a trickster also. He also comes often to women who are pregnant or long to have a child. Oh, I don't know about that, sweet and salty. You'll have to let us know. The feeling I was getting was he was saying, lift your spirits and dance and play music. So, okay, here's Dave again. All right. So let's see if we can get a message for Dave about his crystals. So, Dave, I'm hearing that you've done this work before with crystals. It may have been back in Lemuria, and that you were sort of like a crystal master, and that you used crystals for scientific reasons. And you had friends. You had friends who were crystals, and your crystals would watch over you. They would notify you and sort of give you notification if there was danger around, or if it was, the energy was low. They would like sort of inform you of the conditions around you. So you would be working, and you would be working with crystals, and some of these crystals were your friends, and they would be, you would have like a telepathic relationship with them. And as you were working with crystals scientifically to be creative, I'm not sure what you were creating, but the other crystals were your friends and sort of like coworkers, and sort of like the ones who had your back. So you had a beautiful relationship with crystals at one time. And I'm not exactly sure if it's Lemuria, but I know that a lot of the crystal cities were attributed to Lemuria. So that's what I was getting.
I was getting right away, it's they were saying vibration, vibration. And I know that you're a musician. And then it was saying you to think of the crystals in combination, how they come together like a chord, different notes. When you're strumming a guitar, you put your fingers in different places and they make a different chord, or a different harmony, or a different just a different vibration. And that exploring not only the crystals as they and their properties individually, but in combination, different combinations of crystals will produce different effects. And to think of them in terms of music, like is this a harmonious combination of crystals? Do these go together well? And you can read up on them and everything, but then just put them together and feel it. See if you can feel the vibration and feel this. Is this harmonious? Is this the equivalent of a beautiful chord that I'd like to send out into the world?
Wonderful. Well, I'm seeing a big
Frequency.
vision.
Yes. Excuse me, please.
Sorry.
I'm done. I'll be
Okay.
quiet.
I thought I accidentally stepped in too soon. So I'm seeing a really, really big vision that feels like it's in the Middle Ages, or whether you're working with crystals. It's kind of in an old castle-like area. You're working with these crystals that you know them very well. You know how to use them. But I see a bed nearby, and you're in the bed. The bed has like a gold coverlet on it, and you're laying on the bed. You're sleeping, but you kind of are. This is not. You're kind of being comforted with your own hands, a little bit like your own hug. The crystals, as you're sleeping, are working, doing. You somehow can set up the harmonics to help them do stuff. And so I guess it's saying that you've done this a long time. You've done this before. You know how to work with them, which is good, because we're going to need a little bit more of that in the future. But also I heard one other thing where it's like, but don't forget to use your own judgment. So in other words, if you get some conflicting information, or just because you know how to use these crystals, and I also heard it's going to take time to integrate the new crystals you have right now, but to also just remember, always use your discernment, even now, because you're not that person back then. You're you now, and you're need to use discernment with it. I hope that helps.
Very, very interesting. Lovely. Did you want to point out a response there, Joan? I see you looking. You were saying something about watching TV. I'm not sure if that was in response to yours.
I think he was talking about frequency. And yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only listen to certain frequencies, and I've been doing that with the crystals. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Interesting. Interesting. So we have Dune here. Hi, Dune. Thanks for joining us. And Dune says they had a nightmare yesterday and woke up by someone screaming their name. No one was there, but who screamed at me? Very interesting. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can look into that. That's like a very mystical, magical hour. That state of that we are just before waking up is really very potent. So I'm not sure. What I'm getting is it was either one of your angels or guides pulling you out of a emotional situation and um, a fearful situation in your dream that you were playing out. And it was time for you to quit, but you were like frozen. You couldn't make a move. And they were calling you back to come out of the dream and to come back to your body. What I would imagine, it would either be an angel, a very strong guardian angel with responsibility and strength, or it was one of your guides. I'm not exactly sure I can tell which, or if it matters. But I feel as though you may have been frozen or unable to move or unable to make the journey back out of that nightmare. And so they were calling you back, and you heard it. That's really interesting. Very interesting.
I asked my pendulum, was this a family member or was this a friend? Was this a trickster spirit? No, 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 no. And was it a guide? No. Was it an angel? Yes. So I think Jean's got it on point.
Well, I got, for the very same reason Jean just explained, same reason, I got higher self. So maybe there was other people, maybe they were all just yelling and waking you, getting you out of that frozenness. But I got, for the very same reason, frozen and couldn't quite shake it. You couldn't quite wake up, so they yelled at you.
Interesting.
It was hard for me to read that because that happens to me a lot. So I'm like, I don't
Oh,
know why it happens to me. Who's yelling at me?
I see. I see.
But how reassuring to know that it wasn't just some, ghost
Right,
or something.
right.
Right.
Good,
Right.
good, good. It felt it helped me out. Good for you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's nice to know that
Mm-hmm.
there's uh, there's beings that are there that have our back, that are watching out for us, being our guardian, and that's very interesting that you actually heard that. So, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for
Amazing.
you, June, that you heard that and were open to it even when you were asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can show them gratitude and thanks and ask them to come back and tell you more or talk to you more or to help to guide you for sweet dreams or whoever that was, they know that you heard them and ask them to come back and give you another message the next time you wake up, and sort of like a guiding message, or just like you would do here. A message of inspiration, or ask them a little bit about themselves, or how can we get to know each other a little bit better. And yeah, I think it's an invitation to start a conversation. It's very interesting. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. All right. So I think we're getting really, really, really close to the end. So let me see. I know I had something else up here. I'm just looking. Okay, let me see if we can help Miranda. Miranda is here, Miranda Anderson. And she says, if you have time, I'd like some clarity on what's holding me back. It is self-imposed apathy, trauma, or adversarial. Or is it? Sorry. Interesting. Maybe we can use the pendulum too. I feel it. When I'm looking at the choices that you're giving me, which is interesting, I feel it may be self-imposed in the sense that there may be a little bit of lack of belief in yourself, like or the importance of your work. And if you are it's what's it called, the imposter syndrome, the I'm not worthy, I couldn't be here. Look at me, I'm sitting here, I have my face on YouTube and I'm doing readings. I mean, can you imagine the imposter syndrome that I must be going through as well? It's okay. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be the best musician. You don't have to be the number one. All you need to do is help another soul. And this is your ability. This is your gift to the world. This is your soul's desire, is to help others. And then the more you limit yourself and doubt yourself and judge yourself, you're only your others are the ones who are not getting your blessings. So let that all, throw that all aside, let it all go, and believe in yourself. And if not for, thousands of people, just for one soul at a time, just do one soul at a time, and you can make a difference. I know you can.
When I tuned in right away, I heard you're holding yourself back. And then I checked with the pendulum and got, and with each of your options here, and self-imposed got the biggest swing, with a little bit on trauma, not apathy, and a tiny bit of positive on adversarial. But I think it starts with the self-imposed part. And then they gave me the
Then they gave you what? Go ahead.
They gave me an image of someone just skipping through a field. Oh, I hope this isn't mine. It's skipping through a field, and the idea that when think about people who don't know enough to know that they can't do it. We've all seen those people who have like these great ideas, and it's like, how can he succeed? He hasn't put 30 years into this, and it's like young people, they don't know enough to know that they can't do it, so they come up with these wonderful brand new ideas. So be like that person blithely skipping through the field, throwing flowers around, or be like that young person who, go back to like, I don't care. I don't, to have that newness, that freshness of just being able to go for it because you don't know any better. Just forget that you do know any better and try to adopt that approach of letting go of the worries and the concerns and, well, this is the way it's always been done, and just go for it.
Throw caution to the wind.
Exactly.
I love that. I was holding my cards just as you asked this question, and so they made me pull cards on this instead of giving me a message. And it's weird. And so you're going to have to interpret these because this is a little bit different. So the first card, these are the Healing Angels card, and the first card that where's the camera, is Middle Path. Embrace both sides. The middle path is the road to a balanced, more peaceful life. And then the next one that they had me pull was Blue Angel, which is, I, Archangel Michael, am here by your side. I am all around you, will forever protect you. Remember this, whenever you feel fearful, I love you, all is well. So he's saying all is well.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I hope that was helpful for you, Miranda. And I believe in you. And you just need to get out of your own way, honestly. And we need more and more of you. We need you. They need each and every one of us. So thank you very much for your question and for all you do.
And you're not alone. I know I work on that constantly. So keep it up.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. Okay, this is the absolute last question. Promise. This is the absolute last. So Liz T says, is it my destiny simply to live the way I have for the past 10 years, or is there something different coming in for me, especially spiritually? And I'm just getting the question. Well, have you been attempting to make changes? It seems like definitely there are changes and opportunities and um, um, things that have not yet been explored yet. And just wondering if you are making the move. Because sometimes things don't fall into our laps. We have to make the first move. We have to engage and take action and, take a class, read a book, get acquainted with a different type of healing modality or, take the next move. It's not something that's going to fall into our laps. It's very much a team effort that you have to play a part of it. It's not just going to happen to you. So that's kind of what was coming in right away. But I that's what I'm getting.
I got put your toe in the water. Just start by putting your toe in the water. I have a friend who divides people by saying there's people who will just jump into the cold water all at once to just get it over with first. And then there's people like me who kind of slink in little bit by little bit. And so they're saying be more like the second, that it doesn't have to be this dramatic change. I'm doing this now and I'm going to completely change my life and do that. But try something. Just try to put your toe in the water. And if if you get used to that, then you can go up to your ankles and then splash a little bit around your knees and then see how you feel about it. See, it doesn't have to be a big dramatic change, but it would be good to just try it because you can always go back before, if it's not working out. So just try putting your toe in the water.
And I kind of heard a questioning voice saying, do you want it to be?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be. And again, just like as both Jean and Joan said, that if you're going to make changes, make a small change at first. But I saw that even if your life is very simple, for some reason they're showing me like a little square of land and your house is right on the middle of it. And I see that you've set out some little deck. You've made a little deck and you sit out there and you meditate. And for some reason, I can just see you powering up this land. This land is like turning a bright yellow, like it's an energy ball underneath you. So I think what they're saying is that anything that you try, even if it's so simple as, I'm just going to live simply, stay home and meditate, you're going to be powering it up. So just remember, you're one of us, you're with us, you're supporting the frequency, the vibration. it may seem simple sometimes, but it's not. You're doing a great service. So just choose something small, go for it, power it up.
Absolutely. Beautiful, ladies. Very nice. And thank you, Liz T, for reposting your question. It had gone by so quickly earlier. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Dave, Maud, Miranda, and Starfish says, look at Joan's nice tan. Hi, Starfish. Patricia is here. Earth Angel is here. Willow is here. Karen is here. Hi, Karen. Thanks for coming. T-Barb is here. Thank you very much, everybody. And Viviani and Juno, everybody. And Dune, thanks for stopping by. It was fun answering your question. And thank you to all of the moderators, too. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you to Terri and to Joan. It was a wonderful, beautiful, sensitive, caring, loving reading session, show today. I really enjoyed the energy that was going on. And I felt that there was a lot of need out there. And we want to say happy Halloween to everybody. And we know that not everybody is, into the costumes. We did that over the weekend. Now it's back to business, I think. So.
And thank you, Jean, for hosting us and for making this possible for everybody.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jean. You're such a gracious host. I always appreciate that when you're driving, you do such a good job.
Really.
Well, thank you very much. And thanks again, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you